on Hawaiian punch. Know you like all this gush. Oh no, you can't get enough. Sipping on Hawaiian punch.
Hey, my name is Adeline Warren, and you're listening to Girl Talk. I like to say that I'm the big sister of the internet. You can watch me fuck up all you want, but hey, maybe we can learn something from it. I hope you enjoy. Oh my god, wait, include that. I just clapped because that's just what I do for the microphone and it made Blue jump. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, baby. Oh, I feel so bad. I do it all the time though. She's never freaks out like that. She's like, oh. But hey bitch, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. I just had a fucking epiphany because I was talking on my spam account and I was like, why the fuck? Okay, listen, normally when I'm out and about in Paris, like nobody really looks at me, nobody really talks to me, I just do my own thing, like that's it. So today I was wearing, I kid you not, it was like jeans and a white shirt, but my hair was musty. It was like 3-day-old hair. I was wearing my glasses. I was wearing no makeup. I had blue and like literal like fucking flip-flops. Like I was not dressed up at all. And I felt like so many guys were like hitting on me today. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, there's times where I'm dressed to the nines and like, hey, okay, I have a boyfriend. Like, I'm not asking men to hit on me, but like, you know, it's a confidence booster, is it not? Don't lie to me and say that it's not. It's a confidence booster. Like, I look good today. But I'm not wearing makeup and my hair looks disgusting. Like I brushed it maybe, but that's about it. And these guys were all like hitting on me. I'm like, what the fuck? And I posted on my spam account. I'm like, this is what I said. I never get hit on when I look cute. It's always when I have 3-day hair, no makeup, glasses, and a basic ass fit on. Like, this is me without a filter for reference. I was crusty. And then someone responded to my story and it made so much sense. Someone said, Sprinkle Sprinkle Lady says, I love referencing Sprinkle Sprinkle Lady. Sprinkle Sprinkle Lady says, because when you look like a bum, you essentially attract other bums. And men feel as if you are more approachable and they are less intimidated. When you dress up, only men who can afford you will approach. A dusty won't approach because he knows he can't afford you. What the fuck? Putting 2 and 2 together, I'm like, damn, that actually kind of makes sense because you think about it, a man looks at you, he looks at your outfit, and I feel like he could just tell if he can afford you or not. You know, if you guys are the same, on the same vibe or not. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really see like your everyday Joe hitting on a gorgeous, like Kylie Jenner looking girl. Whether you're searching for the latest sneaker drop, that iconic handbag, a timeless watch, or your next piece of classic jewelry, eBay authenticators are there verifying every detail of your purchase. Yeah, we're talking each inch, each stitch, each tick, each facet, and each clasp that makes the piece you're searching for worthy of your collection. eBay's authenticators are experts in their craft, true connoisseurs, and as leaders in their fields, they're making sure your items always arrive as authentic as your style. So go ahead, get that piece you've always wanted and leave it up to the meticulous eye of eBay authenticators to make sure that watch movement is original, that glimmer is real gold, and that rare sneaker is legit, or that handbag is really made of genuine leather and never get faked over ever again. In a world full of fakes, it's time to get real with eBay Authenticity Guarantee. Everyone deserves real. Visit ebay.com for terms. Okay, so now I'm thinking about it. I feel like my most gorgeous girlfriends like barely get hit on because I think that guys are actually just intimidated. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't know. I'm like, is that what it is? Are men, they just look at you and they can tell whether like, you know, you guys are the same vibe, if they can afford you, if you're this, if you're this. I don't know what it is. Like, bitch, tell me, like, when you go out and about, do you ever get hit on when you're looking gorgeous or when you're looking ugly? Because more than not, it's always when I'm looking bummy. But I think that there is a place and a time, because if you're at a expensive beach club and you're like, you know, in Monaco with all of the billionaires, no one, I don't think they're going to hit on, like, I feel like the billionaires are like, I want a gorgeous girlfriend that's 20 years old, that's 25. Like, I want to be Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't fucking know. But I think out and about in the city, for the most part, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I just thought I would start off the podcast with that because I thought that was a very interesting thing. And it made me realize, I was like, I should really, I mean, if you're single, if I would ever tell my girlfriends, if you want to meet someone that is successful in their business and maybe just successful in general, I feel like dress like, you know what this actually reminds me of? Is Sophia Richie. Everything is aligning right now. Like, all of this is fucking making sense. Like, if you want your dream partner, you have to dress like your dream partner's ideal girl. Oh my God, I literally am a fucking genius, bitch. Oh my fucking God. If you want a partner that is rich and successful and, you know, whatever, do you think that they're going to be, you know, looking at girls with a Fashion Nova with the little slit down the bum? Like, you know what I mean? Super low fucking titties out. You know what I mean? I don't think so. I feel like a well-off, you know, finance guy, I don't know what it is. A well-off man looks for a more elegant woman, and you can just tell by the outfits, and you could tell by the way of your appearance. And I don't know what it is. I think that's what it is. If you want your dream man, dress like your dream man's dream girl. But I think I actually just cracked the code on how to attract your dream man. Because I used to be like, oh, like all men love like Kylie Jenner. You have to dress really sexy. You have to be famous. You have to be rich. You have to be this. You have to be that. And like, I would never feel enough. And I would never feel like, oh, I deserve like, you know, someone that is loving and someone that is a provider and someone that is this and like someone that is essentially my dream partner. Because I wasn't celebrities and like people that I loved. But then I started adjusting my focus to what do I feel like the male gaze is, which is like Kylie Jenner being sexy, being hot, have big boobs, have big butt, have big this, have big that, tiny waist. And then start adjusting your focus to who is my dream man. So maybe your dream man is an athlete. I don't know why. Some girls are firefighters that like to dive into the fire. They like to save others. Maybe your dream man is a finance bro. Maybe your dream man is a CEO. Maybe your dream man is, you know, X, Y, and Z. And ask yourself, like, what do you think your dream man's type would be? And what do you think that they would be attracted to? So I always think of like Sophia Richie and like, remember when she dated Scott Disick and she was kind of like, you know, wearing like her clubby outfits and like she was really cute, but like it was more like, you know, sexy, clubby outfits, very trendy. And now she more so dresses like very classy, you know, with her Hermes mini Kellys and like, you know, high necklines and very like modest. I feel like, first of all, dressing like your dream man's type. Next, acting like your dream man's type. Not that, I mean, I'm not telling you to act not like who you are because, bitch, at the end of the day, you're going to act like who you are. You're going to have to act like who you are. What are your dream man's interests? Like, is your dream man, I don't know, going horseback riding? Is your dream man going to clubs on the weekends? Ew, boo. Or is your dream man or woman going to the gym? Are they at Soho House? Are they working out somewhere bougie? Are they at, you know, high profile dinners? Are they at galas? Are they at, I don't know. Like, are they at these movie premieres? Are they at, whatever it is? Ask yourself, like, my dream person, what is their type and where can I meet them? And how do I have to be dressed? And how do I have to present myself to meet my dream man? Because I feel like we ask ourselves and we're like, oh, men are all the same. Like, men are awful. Men are the worst. Like, blah, blah. I used to think like that. I used to be like, I literally hate men. Like, I'm only dating women from now on. Like, there was a point where I actually just gave up on all men and I was only dating women. And there's like, literally my body counts go from like man, woman, man, woman, 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 woman. Like there was a point where I actually gave up on men and I gave up faith in men, but I never asked myself like, what is my dream man and where is he? Because I would like, I would be going out to the clubs and like I would obviously meet guys. I would be going to like, events and I would obviously meet guys, but my dream man is not at a makeup event, There's not very many men at makeup events, actually. They're all gay. But, like, is my dream man at the club? Hell no. I was looking in all the wrong places. We found love in a hopeless place. That's the one thing I don't agree with Rihanna. I don't agree that we found love in a hopeless place because I don't think I will ever find my dream man at the club. That is just so unattractive. Asking yourself, where is my dream woman? Where is my dream man? Where are they working at? Where are they spending their Saturdays? Where are they spending their free times? And go to those places and dress like those places and act like those places because you deserve love, girl. You do not deserve a dusty man at the club, okay? That is not the only place to meet people. Even the dating apps, oh my God, don't even get me started, bitch. Do you think your dream man is on a dating app, girl? Hell no. A successful man. I cannot imagine a successful, person being on a dating app like that. I don't know. You know what I mean? To me, sometimes I felt like the dating apps were kind of hopeless, especially Raya. People are like, girl, give me the invite code. Give me the referral to Raya. Girl, there's no hope. There's no hope there. I know maybe 2 friends that have gotten boyfriends on Raya, and that's about it. That's about fucking it. I don't know very many people that have like actually met on dating apps and like actually have like a really nice long. Actually, maybe there are some people that met on dating apps, but Hinge is the best, I think. Maybe Bumble, maybe. I don't know if I know anyone that's actually met on Bumble. I know some people that have met on Hinge. Tinder, weirdly. But I don't know. I just really, for me, I think of my future partner and I just like really can't see them on dating app. And I also feel like, my dream partner, I don't know if they would really look good on a dating app, I feel like so many guys don't look good in photos. And it's like not what I'm looking for. I don't know. Like if you're a guy and you look good in photos, like, is that a little weird? I feel like all guys look bad in photos. Anyways, but when I started thinking like that, I'm like, damn, I got an epiphany. Like I used to think all men are the worst, all men are the same, but I was just meeting all men at the exact same place and that was the club. So ask yourself, bitch. I believe in you. But you guys have asked some questions. I have some wine. It's a Sunday night in. I thought that we could answer a couple questions, have some TMI girl talk, because I miss you, bitch. I hope that you've been doing well. Do you like my set? I just got my set. Guess what it is? It's the Frankie's Bikinis dupe, bitch, from Amazon. That's what I got it. I don't know. I was like, a lot of the times I'm like, I don't know if I should get the dupe. Like, sometimes the dupe isn't as good quality, but people were saying that the Frankie's Bikini was pretty like thin anyway. So I was like, if it's thin anyways, I might as well get the dupe. Like what? Like, I don't know. So I got it on Amazon if you want it. I think I linked it on my Amazon. But, oh my God, I'm putting my wine on my computer. This is risky business. I have a couple questions. These ones are actually pretty fun. I wanted to start off with this one. When you want to bring a toy through security, how do you make it not obvious? Bitch, this is why I'm not dating an Elliot Grange, because I'm literally out here on the internet answering questions about how to hide your vibrator in the fucking airport. But hey, if I ever start dating a billionaire, mind your business when all of my girl talk videos are gone. No, I'm not going to do that. No. Because Call Her Daddy has some pretty risque, and isn't she dating someone? I don't know. Who cares? I don't really care. I just say whatever the fuck I want right now because I'm living life. When you want to bring a toy through security, how do you make it not obvious? So the way that I brought mine is I actually checked it in my bag. I have brought it in my carry-on before, but you know what you need? You need like the travel kind. There are vibrators that are smaller and, they do the job. you don't need to bring your big, microphone looking toy traveling. Just bring a little one. You could get little ones. Every time I bring it through security, it never like really rung up. And even if I do travel with it, I'll put it in the little dust bag that it comes in. And a lot of the times you're good, girl. You're golden. Don't even stress about it. I think the only thing that is a little bit sus is if it's like a big one, like a big microphone looking toy. Don't bring that. Bring a little one, a little womanizer. I think they have mini womanizers. Womanizers are my favorite. Next question. Someone said, advice for someone who's never left their home city. Bitch, what do you mean you've never left your home city? Don't talk to me like that. Like, I am the queen of like spend all of your money on travel. Girl, you don't even have to spend a lot of money on travel. Where I come from in Toronto, the bus tickets are $2. Actually, I saw someone's comment saying that it's actually $2.75 now because of inflation. But still, it's $2 to catch a bus. You could go to Niagara Falls. You could go to Toronto because I'm from Brampton. You could go so many places for $2. So I just want to say that if you never left your home city, the bus is a completely almost super cheap option. But I 100% recommend leaving your city because I feel like sometimes it could just be a bubble. Do you ever feel like that? Like I felt like, especially in high school, 100% it's a bubble. Your community, the people that you surround yourself with, like 100%, it's like, Jason had sex with Molly and then fucking like all this drama, and then Molly is like trying to talk to you, and then Molly thinks that you're a slut because you slept with Mike, and like whatever the fuck. Hometown drama is awful. And you think that it's the end of the world when, I don't know, this happens or you hear this, rumor or whatever with your family. It just feels like the end of the world. For me, when I travel, when I go out of my city, I'm like, damn, I don't know any of these people and they don't know me. And I'm only like an hour outside of my city that I grew up in, let alone if I were to go halfway across the world. Nobody knows who I am. And I don't know anybody in the world other than like a couple people from my hometown and a couple Facebook friends. Like, I think it's just so eye-opening to travel and go outside of your city. 100%, 100%. I recommend you leaving your hometown, not just to live, like even just to visit. I feel like every time that I travel to a different country or a different city, different this, different that, I see the different cultures and the way that people live and, the way that people think and like their religion. And I just learned so much about people. And I think it's very eye-opening. I feel like people can be so, close-minded when they haven't ever left their hometown. I see that in my high school friends, you guys. Like I have some of my high school friends on Facebook and I'm like, I feel so bad for them. Do you ever do that? Like, I don't want to say this too much, but you ever go on your Facebook and you're like, oh, I don't know if my high school is ever going to do like a, 10-year high school reunion. I don't even know how long I've been outside of high school, but I look at my Facebook, I feel so bad because it's almost 10 years later. They're working at the same job. They have the same friends. Their life just looks the same. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, girl, I feel like I've grown so much from leaving my hometown, from traveling, from meeting new people, from going outside of my comfort zone. And I know not everybody has the opportunity, but, I feel like leaving your hometown and like seeing the different opportunities and different jobs and different people and, making new friends and like really like leveling up. And I don't know. Not that there's anything wrong with being stagnant or being the same, but I 100% recommend leaving your city and leaving your town because the world offers you so much. The world has so much to offer is what I mean. Sorry. Girl, I had 2 sips of the rosé and I'm already feeling it. The world has so much to offer and you just have to take it. And the more that you travel, the more people that you meet, the more connections that you'll have, the more, I don't know, fulfilling life, at least for me, I love, making new connections with people, making new friends, going to different places, traveling to different places, like telling people about my travels. It's the things that I live for. And I know not everybody lives for shit like that. Like everybody has different interests, but I learn so much when I travel. So whatever you can. If you get $2 out of your back pocket, girl, leave that city, leave that hometown, because there's a whole world out there for you to discover. Next question. Someone said, when will you be back in Canada? I don't know. I don't know. Everyone always asks me, they're like, oh, do you still have your house in Canada? Like, what's going on? Did you like actually get rid of your apartment in LA? Like, what is your living situation? I know it's so confusing. So, as you guys know, I grew up in Canada. It's my home base. It's where my family is. So naturally, I bought a house there. Sorry. Whew, girl, the rosé got a little wind out. But I got a house in Canada and I love it so much, or I loved it so much. It was just like outside of the city, and I bought it for my ex-boyfriend. So when we broke up, I was like outside of the city. I was an hour outside of the city, girl. Like I was not even close to my family. I was an hour away from my own family. So I decided to sell that house and buy a new one that's closer to the city. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it so much. It's my dream house, and I couldn't imagine a better house, and it's just the best. So I have that house still. People ask me what's going on with it. My family lives in it now. So my sister, she just got a job in Toronto. She's living in the house. My dad is also living in the house. Sometimes my brother stays there, and my mom. And I just wanted to have a moment of gratitude, because I just wanted to say thank you, because I wouldn't have even been able, if I didn't have you guys, I would not have been able to afford that house. You guys know I like grew up in a fucked up house. I had literally had the worst grades in school. I was such a fucking loser, and I felt like nobody liked me. And then I started doing YouTube videos, and I don't know how, and I don't know why. I don't know why you guys watch me, but you guys do. And 10 years later, you guys still watch me, and I don't know what I did to deserve you guys. So every time I look at that house, I'm like, damn, like it's all because of you guys. I just wanted to say thank you so much. That I'm even able to like have the opportunity to help out my family and house my family. So I do have my house in Canada. My place in LA, it was just a rental. So I would rent it out, and I had like my roommates like Andre, and me and Andre, I think we were both just looking for a change. Andre might live in Hawaii for a little bit. He's living in Orange County right now. But yeah, we decided to get now the apartment. We were just like on a month-to-month lease. So I let my apartment know, and then yeah, we got the fuck out of there. So now I have my Paris apartment, which I am also renting. It was really hard to find an apartment in Paris. And I've watched like girls who do Paris vlogs here, and it is so fucking hard. Trust me, I've done the research too. It is so hard to find a fucking apartment in Paris, because you need to have so many things. You need to show your income. You need to have a local Parisian like write you a letter of recommendation. You need like just like so much paperwork in order to get any apartment. And it's super, super, super hard, especially if you're not from Europe. So I was so lucky with this apartment that I was able to find it, and they were able to rent it out to me even though I'm not from Europe. But to answer your question, when will I be back in Canada? Hopefully September. I want to say September. I want to say the fall time, because I want to see if I can apply for my French visa. You guys know I just got my US visa. It's been a struggle, but I have it for the next 3 years. Thank God. Hopefully I can fucking marry my boyfriend, girl. I'm literally like, I look at him and I'm like, girl, like I have 3 years. You better by that time. And he's like, I will, I promise. I was like, you better fucking, or else I'm gonna marry Andre. No, I'm not. This is a joke for any FBI whatever person looking at this podcast right now. This is a joke, and I'm a YouTuber, and I make silly jokes like this. I'm not actually gonna marry my gay best friend. Yeah. Whether you're searching for the latest sneaker drop, that iconic handbag, a timeless watch, or your next piece of classic jewelry, eBay authenticators are there verifying every detail of your purchase. Yeah, we're talking each inch, each stitch, each tick, each facet, and each clasp that makes the piece you're searching for worthy of your collection. eBay's authenticators are experts in their craft. true connoisseurs, and as leaders in their fields, they're making sure your items always arrive as authentic as your style. So go ahead, get that piece you've always wanted, and leave it up to the meticulous eye of eBay authenticators to make sure that watch movement is original, that glimmer is real gold, and that rare sneaker is legit, or that handbag is really made of genuine leather, and never get faked over ever again. In a world full of fakes, it's time to get real with eBay Authenticity Guarantee. Everyone deserves real. Visit ebay.com for terms.
Say my name when you go in it. 3 times like
Next
you
question.
said-
I love this question. Someone said, what is your mindset living in Paris? My mindset 100% is to just have fun. Because I kept telling myself this is the reason why I moved to Paris, and I would make affirmations and goals that I had while I moved here. But my affirmations were, first of all, I want to learn French. That was my main thing. Let's learn French the best that I can and be fluent as much as I can. I feel like I'm at an okay level. I've had conversations with like my taxi drivers and like my Uber drivers. I have conversations with the cafe people, and like ordering from the menu and stuff like that. I'm not perfect, but she's getting there. It is so fucking irritating. You guys see me on my spam account. I'm literally like, fuck French. Like, it's the hardest language ever. Conjugating and shit. Like, fuck this shit. But I'm slowly getting it. I have like my French tutor that I meet like 3 times a week. And then I'm also doing Duolingo. So it is helping a little bit. But I wanted to do that. And then I also wanted a Hermes bag, which if you guys saw my vlog, I did get it. It's my dream Hermes bag. They let me custom fucking order one, bitch. And I wasn't expecting this, but in my head, I was like, fuck, did I make the right decision? Because I chose a mini Kelly. And I was like, fuck. Should I have done like a Birkin? Should I have done like a Kelly or a mini Kelly 25? And I was talking to Sierra about it, and she thinks it is cute. I don't know if she's lying to me, but she's like, if I were to do it, I would have done like a Birkin 25 with like black and white, which it was cute. She showed me like an example of it. But I don't know. I just don't know if like a Birkin is really like my style, you know? Maybe when I get older. I'm telling myself, I'm like, I bought a bag that is so me. Did you see it? I'm just going to say it. So I got a yellow mini Kelly in Jean de Maples, and I feel like it is just so me with gold hardware, bitch. I always wear my gold jewelry. It is just so me, and I'm like, ugh, like, should I have gotten something different or blah, 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 but I'm so happy with my decision. And I also saw this like other girl, her name is Mimi. She's like also a French YouTuber, and she got this like mini Kelly with like white and nude, and it was so gorgeous. But I was like, ugh. I think I made the right decision. I'm really happy with my yellow mini Kelly. It'll be a pop of color. I'm gonna get the matching yellow Jean de Maples shoes, or the Oran sandals. I don't know. When I left the store, I was like, fuck, should I have done a Kelly 25? Like, I was thinking of doing like a black Kelly 25 with pink insides, or even just like a Birkin. But I was like, how boring would it be if I did a black Birkin? You know what I mean? And I also saw that there were like black Birkins on Fashion File, and they were like not crazy prices, because in the store, I think they sell the Birkins for about $10,000 US, and then here in Europe, they sell for maybe like 8, I think. I could be wrong. They might have raised the prices, but on the resellers, it was only like 1,000 or 2,000 more, and I was like, I might as well get that from the reseller and then get my actual dream bag from the Hermes store. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I end up doing. I don't know. I don't know. I'm always like, did I make the right decision? But I can't think like that. There's no going back anymore. I think I'm happy with it. Getting back to the question, what is your dream, or what is your mindset of living in Paris? I think it's just to have fun, learn French, get an Hermes bag. I want to meet people. I'm so awkward in real life. And I don't mean to say that as like a fucking pick me girl, because bitch, I'm fucking awkward and quiet in real life. Like, I put my headphones on, I mind my business. Like, you know, I made friends at the beach club, which I was really happy about. And honestly, it was like really a lot for me. Like, to go to the beach club, I was going to go with my one girlfriend that I met down there, but she was like, oh, I'm just going to do my own thing. And I was like, Slay. So I ended up going to the beach club by myself, and I got sat next to this other girl, and she's from Switzerland, and we like started talking. Then we got a bottle together, and I was like, I was so proud of myself because me, like when I was 13, when I was 12, when I was 10, I was the most awkward fucking kid. I would literally go to dance classes and I wouldn't talk to anyone. Like there was like the popular group where they would like talk to each other, and then there was like kind of the awkward kids, and like I literally, like I kid you not, every single week I would go to dance class and I would not talk to anyone. I was literally a mute child. Like I would not talk. And then I think one of the last days, like someone said hi to me and it like made my whole day. And then I just started to realize, I was like, you know, I can't be such a fucking like introverted pick me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think growing up, I always thought that if someone wanted to talk to me, they would talk to me, you know? But as I got older, I was like, you know what? If people are not going to talk to you, bitch, you know? Like, really gather up the courage and pretend that you're Rihanna and gain confidence and like say hi to people. Because if people think about talking to you and then sometimes they get nervous, and then what if it's the same with you? You want to talk to people and then you get nervous and then nobody talks to anyone. You know what I mean? And like nobody's gonna be like, oh, you're so weird for saying hi. That literally never happens. I don't know why I always thought that would happen. So I'm really proud of myself. I'm making friends. I've been talking to people and like outside of social media, and I feel like I'm really like healing my inner child because I was such an introverted kid, and I feel like I'm like really pushing myself. But yeah, I think that's my mindset with Paris. Next question. Someone says, does it feel like home? I think they're talking about Paris. Does Paris feel like home? It's really different from your places in the past. Is there something off, but you don't know? I think it is like, it's definitely a challenge because I have never lived alone. I've always had roommates in the past. So this is my first time ever living alone. It's my first time living so far away from my family. And it's also the time difference is so different. It's 9-hour time difference. So it's impossible to like FaceTime my friends, FaceTime my boyfriend, FaceTime my family, unless it's like super late at night. Like right now it's 11 p.m. So it's hard in that sense, but I think it is kind of starting to feel like home. I think I am kind of settling in a little bit. I'm really excited for all the things coming up. Like my mom and my sister are coming to visit. And I'm really excited. I made us like a Dior cafe reservation. I made us a Dior museum reservation. I want to make us more reservations because sometimes I get scared doing things by myself, you know? And like sometimes I want to do things, but I want a photo and I get embarrassed to ask a stranger for a photo, even though I shouldn't. I need to get over that fear. Or even just bringing my own tripod. I always get embarrassed, but I need to get over it. I'm like, bitch, get over yourself. Like everybody at all the touristy places, all the people are taking Instagram photos. Like I'll be fine. But I think it slowly is starting to feel like home. I'm really excited about spending the next couple months here and really settling in. I'm so excited. I actually rented out the guest bedroom to one of my good friends in LA, and I'm so excited for her to come. And yeah, I think it'll just be fun to live with someone because it can get a little sad living by yourself. I don't know. I think that there's some people who can live by themselves and there's some people who could do it, but I don't know if I'm the type of person that can do it. I just love having company. I love having people. I grew up with a brother and a sister. Like I grew up with a full house, a loud house. You know, we're Filipino. We do karaoke. Like we're loud. So it gets a little lonely living by myself. I'm really excited to have a roommate. I feel like that'll make it feel more like a home. But yeah, I don't know. I think it is starting to feel like home. And of course, Blue always makes it feel like a home. I was actually in Canada without Blue because I just wanted to go for a couple of days just to do my taxes and stuff like that. And the house in Canada did not feel like a home without Blue. It felt like an empty house. Blue makes everything a home. As long as I'm with Blue. Blue is just my home. Next question. Someone said, what are some solo travel tips? So, you know what's so fucked up? Someone told me to watch the movie, what is it called? Taken. And bitch, I swear to God, I'm always so scared of getting fucking taken because it's here in Europe, bitch. But I feel like there's some things that I do, or even just like street smart things that I've just like picked up on that I feel like lowers my, I mean, it's never like 100% lowered, but I feel like there's things that you can do to like make yourself less of a target. I don't know. I feel like I saw this one article and I don't know if it's necessarily true. Anything that I say right here, I don't know if it's necessarily true, but I'm just going to say it. But I read this article saying that people won't like rob or bother people who are loud. So whenever I get in an uncomfortable situation, when I'm with my girlfriends, I just kind of talk a little bit extra loud. When I'm by myself, I'll pretend that I'm on FaceTime, or I'll actually call someone and I'll talk pretty loud. Because if you're someone that has bad intentions, you don't want someone that's super loud, you know, or causing a big scene. I don't know if this is necessarily true. Another thing is I will always make sure that I'm on like a lit street. I am always, making sure that there's lots of people around. If there's like a group of guys, I'll just like go on the other side of the street. I won't walk past a group of guys. I'll go on the other side of the street and walk past, because what are they going to do? Like, fuck off. I don't know. And even with guys, with guys like trying to sell you stuff. Oh my God, in Paris, there's a lot of guys like that. They're trying to sell you stuff. They're like, oh, you're so beautiful. Do you want a bracelet? Or, oh, you're so beautiful. Do you want a keychain? Or even just like, oh, you're so beautiful. You could literally say fuck off. Like, literally be an asshole. Don't be nice to guys like that, because they don't realize it doesn't make you feel safe. If anything, you feel threatened, and you're allowed to be rude. So I will be fucking rude to people like that. Like, me and my one girlfriend were like walking out and about in Paris, and they were like, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, let me get your number. And I'm literally like, fuck off. Like, no. Like, if you just say no, fuck off. Like, don't be nice about it. Don't say no, thank you. Like, oh, I have a boy. Like, I mean, yeah, sometimes, it's really sad, but a lot of the times if you say, oh, I have a boyfriend, they just don't bother you, because the thought of another man is more intimidating than, a woman like just simply not interested. They can't accept that fact. But I think stuff like that. I don't walk at night. I'm always Ubering. And yeah, I think just being safe and being aware of your surroundings. Whenever I'm out in public, I'm always aware of my surroundings. I'm always looking behind me, looking in the sides of me, looking at the front. Don't be on your phone when you're by yourself. Like, really be aware of your surroundings. And I think at the end of the day, don't let creepy guys, and don't let, the fear of traveling solo affect your life too much, because life is so beautiful and life has so many things to offer you. And if you're constantly paranoid and you're constantly thinking of, bad things that are going to happen, you're going to manifest bad things to happen. Always be aware and always be hyper aware of your surroundings, but don't let men ruin your fucking life. I used to be so scared of men, and I used to be scared of like men, being, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, let me get your number. Oh, this, oh, this, oh, this, or even just like selling you stuff on the street, putting a bracelet on you. Do you want to buy my bracelet? Like, don't be nice to them, like, because they're being rude. So tell them to fuck off, tell them no. And that's it. Because they're just, at the end of the day, being rude and making you feel unsafe and making you feel like, you can't just be out and about solo. You deserve to be out and about solo. It's actually so sad. I saw this like one TikTok, and it was like, I just wish that there was a world where it was only females allowed out at night. Like, I would feel so safe walking around at night. And it's so sad, because I feel like that sometimes. Like, I feel like I can't be walking around at night, and I feel like unsafe sometimes because I'm just like a solo girl traveling. But don't let it affect your life. Like, there's a lot of safe cities that you can be traveling alone. So there's this website, top 10 safest countries we recommend for solo travel for women. There's Finland, Canada, New Zealand, Uruguay, I hope I'm saying that right, Switzerland, Belgium, Austria, Iceland, Japan, Chile. Like, girl, there was a lot in Japan. I was actually really surprised there was so many women walking home at night. I don't know. That's why I think traveling is so important, because you get to see like the different cultures and the different way like that people act, and like, I don't know. There's a ton of countries. Just make sure you do your research. Really Google search, like, you know, things about like, you know, people stealing money from you or people stealing your bags, because that's the thing in Europe. Just do your research, be aware. And I think that you'll be good. Don't stress about it too much. Don't let it affect your life, because this is your life and you have to fucking live it. You can't be thinking about all of the bad things that can happen, because I don't know. I grew up in a household where my mom was like, you know, there's creeps out there. Always be aware. And she would like always scare me, and I'd always be scared to go out, and, you know, all this stuff. So I think that there's a balance. Definitely be aware, but don't let it affect your life to the point where you feel like you can't leave your house, you know, because life is meant to be lived. Also, when you travel alone, do not ever take drinks from fucking men. Unless you're at the bar and you see the bartender pour it. I don't even know. Like, there was even times where a bartender would pour my drink and I feel like they could have slipped my drink. I don't know. Be aware, especially when you're having drinks and stuff with out and about. The nightlife is crazy. Next up, someone said, how do you stay on schedule with bookings and what things you want to do? So I never used to be an organized person. I used to be the most unorganized person, but you know what changed my life? Google fucking Calendar. Okay, bitch. This is my Google Calendar. Let me see if there's anything that I can't show you. No, I think that I'm good. But this is my Google Calendar, and I have everything on here. I have the dates that I'm in Paris, the date that I'm leaving. I have the dates that my mom and my sister are arriving. I have my weekly life coach sessions, my tutoring sessions for my French, any dinner reservations, when my brand deals are due. And Google Calendar is the best because you can invite, like, do Google Calendar invites. So like my manager will invite me to stuff like when brand deals are due. My boyfriend will send a Google Calendar invite when we have a date so we don't forget. But Google Calendar, 100%. I love Google Calendar. So I'll put all of my dates and all of my reservations in Google Calendar. Even when you make reservations, a lot of the times it could say add to calendar, and it can add straight to your Google Calendar. It's so easy. And another thing that I will do just to make myself feel more organized, because I don't know why, with traveling, a lot of the times I could get really anxious about like, oh, like, I don't know, do I have everything organized? There's so many things in my brain, like I can't keep track. So I'll make a notes app, and you can make notes apps so cute nowadays. Like, I'll add photos to my notes app. You can add little emojis. I write down like my Airbnb, my flight, my Airbnb address, where to eat, activities, things that I want to do, nightlife. I'll write down all of the stuff that I want to do in my notes app, and it's like the best. And you can even share your notes app, share it with a friend that you're traveling with, or share it with your boyfriend to be like, hey, this is where I'm going out, or share it with your mom and your dad just to make sure that, you know, you're feeling safe. But those are the two apps that keep me sane. I don't know how I would survive without Google Calendar, and I don't know how I would survive without my notes app, because it's the fucking best. You can even pin your notes. Like, there's so many things. You have to just explore the notes app, girl. It's the fucking best. Like, I feel like one of those like iPad girlies, you know? But I don't actually have an iPad. I just have my little Google Calendar. I love my Google Calendar. Fuck. But that's how I kind of keep track of everything, because without it, I would be a mess. I used to do a lot of bullet journaling, and I used to do a lot of like physical, like writing down journal. But there's so many times in the day where your friend is like, oh, we're going to go out on Saturday. If my friend is like, we're going to go out on Saturday, I put in my calendar. Even if it's like loose plans, I'll still put in my calendar to make sure that I remember. Like when my mom and my sister are coming, I always put it down on my Google Calendar. When brand deals are due, like anything. If I have a workout class, literally anything. If I have a call with my manager, or if I have a call with my banker, a call with my anything, I put everything in my Google Calendar. Even if I plan to have a rest day. If I plan to have a rest day, I'll literally put it in my Google Calendar so I don't forget. I don't book anything in that day. Next up, someone said, show us step by step how you plan vacations and traveling. So normally, like, for example, I'm going to use Paris as an example. The things that I would do to plan a trip like this, well, I think I would start out by going on my notes app and like writing down like Paris ideas. So I'll look at flights first. I'll figure out like the cheapest dates on like Google flights. A lot of times you can find good prices on Google Flights, but I know that there's other websites you could get it even cheaper, but you just have to book way in advance. But a lot of times I just book my flights on Google Flights. Once I find good flights, I won't book it yet, but I'll keep that tab open and I'll look at Airbnb, or I'll look on like hotels or booking.com, Expedia, and I'll see like what's the cutest for like the cheapest rate. Next, I will look at like YouTube vlogs, because I don't know, you could always look up like itineraries, and you could look up like, you know, what to do while you're in, you know, websites. But nothing is as good as like the YouTube girly. So I'll look at the YouTube vlogs, I'll look at the TikTok vlogs, and I'll really do my research of like where people really want to stay and like what they recommend and like whatever. And I'll literally deep dive. I'll spend days of fucking research, like looking this shit up, because I want to have a good vacation, girl. You know what I mean? I'm not going to spend all this money just to have a shitty vacation and just take a picture of the Eiffel Tower and be like, that's nice, you know? Have no like research and not knowing what to do and just going to all the tourist traps. Don't do the tourist traps, girl. So I'll spend days researching on YouTube, researching on TikTok, and researching like the best places to stay, the best areas, the best places to eat, the best places to do activities, the most fun things. I think I actually saw an Anna Paul TikTok, and she was like, if you ever travel anywhere, look up unique experiences in blank. And I feel like she always finds the coolest stuff. Like she did like a perfume making class in Paris. I even saw that there was like a bag making class, and you can make your own bags in Paris with like Chanel quality top leathers. So I don't know. There are really cool things. You just have to do the research. Search up cool things to do in, or weird things to do in, and see if you find anything fun or anything that like sparks your interest. So I'll write all of those down, and anything that I think is cool, I'll like save to my notes app. So I'll copy and paste the TikTok link or the YouTube link and write down like, oh, this person mentioned Coette's. It's really popular for hot chocolate, and then I'll put the TikTok link underneath it so that I remember. So I'll have like a whole list of all this shit, and yeah, that's pretty much what I'll do. And then I kind of like piece together. So I'll book my Airbnb, I'll book my flight, because that's the most important. And then I'll make little reservations here and there, because it's always so good to make reservations in advance, girl. Like sometimes there's times where I'm just like, I'll just wing the vacation. We are not winging vacation, girl. I never want to wing vacation ever again. Whenever I wing vacation, everything is all booked. We can never get a good spot. We always end up at like this, you know, random restaurant or random place, or not knowing what to do. You spend hours of your day figuring out what to do. Girl, figure out what you want to do at home. That way, when you're actually on vacation, you really spend the time doing the shit that you want to do, you know? So that's kind of how I plan my trips. Someone said, do you plan in advance or go with the flow? 100% plan in advance. Like even my mom and my sister are visiting next week, and I'm already stressing about it. I'm like, fuck, I should have made reservations last month. Like there's so many things that I wanted to do, because I wanted to make a reservation for Giraffe. I don't know if we're ever going to be able to, because whenever I call them, they just hang up right away. It is what it is. The French people are just the French people. Like I don't expect much. So I don't know. I've been making reservations here and there, but always make reservations in advance. And you'll feel so much less stressed, because you know what? You can make reservations. A lot of the times reservations are free with free cancellation. If you don't want to go, just don't go. You know what I mean? Like there's times where I'll make like, you know, lunch reservations for me and my friends when we're on vacation, and then we're like hungover and we're like, I don't really want to go. We just don't go. You know, it's better to have the reservation and then not go than to not have it and then not be able to go. You know what I mean? Next up, someone said budgeting and managing expenses for travel. Planning in advance really does help. If you really plan in advance and you're like looking at the restaurants that you're going to, you could see how expensive the food is. Even your flight, if you book your flight in advance, if you book your Airbnb in advance, there's so many times like Bali, I booked like months in advance. It was so cheap. Tokyo, I booked way in advance. It was so cheap. Like everything that we booked was so cheap because we did it so in advance. So budgeting and managing expenses, I will literally write down in my notes app too, like how much everything costs, and you can kind of total it, and then you can feel good about it, or be like, oh, like I should probably not spend as much money on food. Like maybe we can just like grocery shop and like eat in the hotel, whatever it is for you. But planning things in advance, making reservations in advance, I think is the best way. And even when you're traveling with your friends, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of like, you know, paying for everything and then figuring out how much everyone owes each other at the end, because it's always like a big bill and it's like, oh, you owe me $500, and then you're like chasing your friend for $500, and then it's like, ugh, it's like this whole thing. And it's like, you know, I would rather just in the moment, if you're like, if they can only take one card, pay with one card, bitch, you better Venmo me right now so that we don't forget. And then it's only $30 and then you don't realize it, you know? I don't like when people are like, oh, just pay me back later. I don't like it. I don't know. Like, it's just like a big bill at the end of the day and you're like, ugh, fuck. Whereas if you do it as you're going, it doesn't feel as bad. And I don't know. I think it's just like less weird with like friend groups and stuff like that. What is the dynamic like when traveling with friends? I honestly can say that I like traveling with a smaller group of friends so much more, because I mean, when you're traveling with a big group of friends, it is impossible to get everybody together at the exact same time. Like, you could tell your friends, be like, hey, we have brunch at noon. Can everybody be ready by 11:30? There's always a straggler that's not ready and they're ready by 11:50, and then you're going to miss brunch and it's going to be late. So with big groups, I literally will tell people, I'm like, girl, we have brunch at 12. Be ready at 11:30 or you're getting your own Uber there, because I'm leaving at 11:30 sharp. And if you're not ready, you have all day to get ready. So I'm leaving you at 11:30. There are times like that. Like, there were times where my friends, we were supposed to go to the airport at a certain time and we're like, okay, be ready by, you know, whatever time. And two of my friends were at the bar and they were like drunk as fuck out of their minds. And I was like, girl, like, everybody is packed. You're at the bar. You aren't even packed. Like, girl, like, what is going on? And they're like, we're coming. And I'm like, no, girl, like, I told you to be here by this time. Like, you can grab your own Uber. I'm sorry. Like, I can't be missing my flight. This is on you. Like, I told you to be ready by this time. So we literally left without them. And then they ended up packing their bags really quick. They got their own Uber and they figured it out, which was good, because I don't know, I'm the type where I'm like, of course, girl code, but I'm not like, okay, girl code to the point where like I'm missing shit and I'm losing money on my flight and I'm, you know, losing, you know, all of these experiences. Like, you know, she was with someone, so it was fine. It wasn't like she was by herself, but, you know, with a big group of people, I think it's just hard getting everyone at the same time, at the same place, same time, and being ready. So it is just hard. I like traveling with a small group, even just one person. I don't know. I like traveling with a small group because you could ask for pictures. You know, if you guys change your mind, it's not so many people are influencing like what they want to do. Like, I don't know. I think having a small group is like the best way to travel. And you can like split the Airbnb, you can split the hotel. When it's a big group, it's like also harder to get reservations. It's harder to make plans. I was even at the day club and there was like a bachelorette group of girls and there were 8 of them, and like they weren't getting accepted to any beach clubs because there was such a big group. When you're in a big group, you also need to make reservations. But I like traveling in a small group because I liked having my friends and I like having someone to like be there with me and experience it with me. But I also do really like traveling by myself, and I feel like solo travel is so underrated, and you really learn about yourself. You know, the relationship that you'll always have for the rest of your life is your relationship with yourself. So go on dates with yourself, solo travel with yourself. It's so much fucking fun. Just be aware. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the episode here. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's episode. It was kind of like a chit chat, wine kind of episode. I don't know. A lot of travel talk. Because I feel like all I talk about on this podcast is sex. And I haven't had sex in a long time, girl. Like, people are asking me questions about sex. I'm like, girl, I haven't had sex in a long time. It makes me sad to talk about it. I can't be talking. I'm like grieving sex right now because of this long distance shit. So it's nice to have an episode without sex. But I love you guys. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Comment down below any questions that you have or any girl talk, TMI questions that you want me to talk about. If you're listening on Apple Music or Spotify, make sure to give it a 5-star rating because it helps me a lot. But I love you and I hope you're doing well. If you ever need to talk, I'm always here. Same place, same time. I love you. Bye. Did you like that episode? I really hope that you did. If you haven't already, then make sure to watch last week's episode or the week after. Just click on the links, whatever it is. And I hope that you guys enjoyed. Also, be sure to subscribe because it helps me a lot. But I love you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.
Sipping on Hawaiian punch. Squeeze the sides, feel it rush. Sipping on Hawaiian punch. Know you like all this gush. Oh no, you can't get enough. Sipping on Hawaiian.